cameras. Starting out with the box itself, the packaging is top notch, featuring magnetic latches, and as soon as the cover is open, you're greeted with the most essential components of this kit. This kit comes with the main front camera, which is supposed to record in 4K 30 frames per second. Now this camera is combined with a DVR, which makes this the main member of the whole kit. All other components are going to connect to this particular camera. To my surprise, the camera feels really well built, having full metal construction. Here's a quick ASMR sample. Now, my biggest concern before even opening the package was the size of the main camera. Due to it having a DVR unit, the size had to be increased. The main camera measures at about 2 inches in width, at 2.5 inches in length without the lens, which is actually pretty good and will most likely fit on most bikes. Now, here's the rear camera. Unfortunately, this one only records in 1080p 30 frames per second, but it's much smaller and will look more discreet, which I appreciate. This camera also features full metal construction and is fully waterproof. As a part of this kit, we also get a controller, which is supposed to get mounted on the handlebars. This controller will let you know the status of the cameras, the GPS, and the Wi-Fi. And the button itself is meant to save your current video loops, but it works a little bit different than one would expect. More on that later. We also get a GPS unit, so the phone app will be able to pinpoint the exact location of the video that is being recorded. Now, this kit also comes with a separate microphone, which I am a big fan of. This way you'll be able to hide it from the wind, which will let you get crisper audio. There are some brackets that will help you mount the cameras, and finally, to power everything up, you also get a power converter with a bunch of different wires. Now, to connect everything together, the process is actually pretty straightforward. First thing I did was to put an SD card into DVR module. This is done by removing a metal plate from the DVR that is held in by 2 screws. Now, to take full advantage of the 4K video recording, you'll need a U3 micro SD card. A slower SD card will not be able to keep up with the 4K files. There will also be a rubber gasket between the 2 surfaces. Make sure you don't lose it to maintain the water resistance. All the components that come with this kit are color coded, which make it really easy to connect everything together. Now, these connectors all feature rubber O-rings to keep the water out, so it's a good idea to make sure that they're seated properly. Now, to power up the whole system, you would need to connect a power converter to a motorcycle battery. This would most likely be inside your motorcycle, but for me, it was on my table. The red wire goes to the positive end of the battery, and the black wire goes to the negative. Now, to prevent the camera from draining your battery when you're not recording, the power converter also comes with a yellow wire, which acts as a switch. This would be connected to a power source that only gets turned on once the ignition is switched on. For example, tapping this wire into the license plate light would be a great idea because it only gets turned on once the key is in ignition and is turned. For the sake of this example, I will connect the positive side of the battery, which will turn on the camera. If everything is connected properly, you should be greeted with a solid green light on the camera icon, which will indicate that the camera is recording.